Hello, everyone. My compatriots, I welcome you to today's edition of our live program where we have our guest. It is still St. Peter Obi Live, bringing to your education and entertainment a discussion with our guest. Welcome on board. I trust it has been a very happy weekend to all of us. I am so pleased to welcome all compatriots, both at home and in diaspora, to today's edition of our live program, coming to you from St. Peter Obi. We are still in the effort to take back our country, while we regret the unfortunate that has befallen this country, where we have virtually lost everything as a people. We thank God for His grace and for giving us somebody like Peter Obi, who is the beam of hope for this generation of Nigerians. And so, I'm glad to have in presentation to you my colleague, Obinna, who has joined us live from Benin. Obinna, how are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Tilo. I'm happy to meet you again today on this Saturday for our faithful program as we join our guests from across Nigeria. We thank God for fair weather here in Benin today and those states in general for all that has been happening, even with the visits from the opposition, which we in one way or the other witness through our TV screens. So we know and we are happy and glad that our supporters are doing very well at our back. Thank you.
You're welcome, Obinna. Do we have our guest ready? So we can bring him on board to hit the day running.
Our guest is not yet up.
Okay, I am hopeful that he will join us pretty soon. Meanwhile, other people are free to join us today. For today's discussion, we are supposed to have Prince Kennedy Ahanato, who is the newly appointed acting national youth leader for Labour Party. He will join us to discuss today's topic, which I will be introducing shortly. While we wait for him, we want to appreciate every obedient. You guys have been amazing. You've not slumbered. You are active and you are pushing hard. We also want to thank our principal, His Excellency, Peter Gregory Obi. You know, during the week, he did something so amazing. Yet, we have a situation that is really a sad one in the country. The ravaging flood that has taken away some lives and also destroyed billions of properties. Okay? But Peter Obi has put the people first. he announced that he has instructed his team, and that includes every one of us, to suspend campaign so that we identify with our compatriots who are largely affected by this flood. This is not the first time that His Excellency P2B is doing a thing like this. In 2012, in Anambra State, when the flood caused similar havoc, Mr. P2B suspended everything that he had to do as a governor and went in person to identify with the people. You must have seen videos of him or pictures of him, rolling his sleeves and taking it into the water with the people. That's the governor that feels the people. Again, you might also need to understand that he didn't just do that, and he doesn't really do that alone in Nigeria currently. This the same man, even as an executive governor in 2010, he left Nigeria and went all the way to Haiti, where there was a natural disaster. And he got there, aside giving money to support, the people that had such ugly situation, he also stayed in the IDP with them, sharing food, encouraging them, and serving in every capacity that he could. And he took his son along with him. Mind you, that's the only son that he has. Okay? Some people back home would not even think of that. They would rather keep their children away from danger, and that's if at all they go in person. Okay? Of course, you can see today's situation is really bad, but how many of the presidential candidates have done or said a thing towards this direction? Your guess is as good as mine. Be thou the judge in this situation, right? So we thank him, and we thank every obedient. We encourage every one of us to be our brother's keeper. Help where you can, so that we give these our affected brothers and sisters, young and old, a sense of hope that Nigeria will still be good. Our principal has said that it's doable, and really, it is doable. Okay. So, Obinna, what is your take on this ugly situation, the ravaging flood? What do you think that we have to learn from this as a lesson, talking about us as a country, Nigeria? What lesson do you think we should learn from this situation?
Thank you very much, Mr. Tilo. As Nigerian that I am, and Nigerians that we have out there, the flood is presently a very worrisome thing in the heart of everyone. For the states and communities that are affected this moment, it is touching that the level of flood has even taken even up to 1/3 of certain states. It is very touching. And this flood issue can easily be controlled when there is good leadership in the country. From what I heard, the issue of the flood was reached on an agreement between Nigeria and Cameroon, as at when the construction of a dam for the Cameroon dam, which they absorb water for a long period of time and then releases that water at a certain time. Our country ought to have also created a good drainage system that will be able to absorb this water and also hold it down for a good number of time, and also release it into another region where this water will be able to flow out easily without disturbing the people living around the bank of these rivers.
Yes,
But
like you just mentioned, there is a report that before the Cameroonian government built their dam, which is causing this challenge, that there was an understanding with the government of Nigeria that Nigeria will have to build their own dam, which will be perhaps twice of the size of Cameroonian dam. And up to today, there is nothing like that. Some people say the project was abandoned for years. And
the project was never started.
It was never started. Okay, that's another.
Never started. So that is the reason why every 10 years we experience this incident. This is not the first time we're experiencing it. This is not the second time. It has been happening every 10 years because that is what they have their routine and agreement that in 10 years of accumulation of these waters, they will have to release this out to save their own side. If you watch very well, you will see it that where this water is being released from, it is just at like 3 inches away from the shores of their own rivers there. And immediately they notice that it will be a disaster. They release it immediately. And I'm sure that Nigerian government are also informed at any point where these waters are to be released. But the problem remains that those in power as at the time of the agreement, did they communicate their successors? Did they make measures to make sure that these dams are constructed to hold waters that are coming from this Cameroon country? But the answer is no. No, a blunt no. We are certain that funds were released for that purpose at then, but nobody carried out the construction of this dam. And now the level of flood in the country is worrisome. We cannot allow this situation to persist beyond the point at which it is right now. And our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, has made solid measure as part of one of the things he's going to fulfill during his time as president of Nigeria. He is going to put a stop to this issue of flood. He is going to put a stop to this issue of flood. It is unfortunate he could not put a stop. Some people will say he couldn't put a stop as governor of Anambra State because Anambra is badly affected across several areas in the country. That the flood incident also affected Anambra State while he was governor. Yes, we know. But as governor of Anambra State, the only thing he could do was to create a means for survivor for the victims who have been affected by this flood incident.
That is to say that as a governor, you have
he doesn't have that power to stop that flood. He doesn't have the power to give order for construction of a national project. He has only the power as at that time to give power for a project within Anambra State. You understand? So at this moment, with him in minds of Nigerians, which we know that victory is certain, we know that our principal is a man of his word and action. He says it and does it. We have seen it before. We are going to see more of it this time. We are hungry Nigerians. We are angry at the same time because one who is hungry is angry. And as an angry Nigerian, we don't want to hear those who will come give us empty promises. We want to see action of development in the country. And our 7-point agenda from our principal is definitely going to handle this problem of flood and make sure that it is not repeated again in the coming 10 years of another release. So
that's awesome.
we are touched, and we pray that in no distant time this flood should subside and dry off, so that the inhabitants of this area can return home, because there is no place like home. And we know, and they should be assured, that they will not be disturbed by this the moment our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, gets into power.
Okay, thank you very much, Obinna. Pretty soon, our guest will be joining us, and then we hit the road. Again, about the flood, we are also encouraging every Nigerian, whether you are obedient or not. Okay, this is a situation of one for all for one. Please look out for your brother and your sister who is affected by this flood. Help them. Give them a shoulder to lean on. Share what you have, no matter how little it might be. That could be life-saving at this moment. So let's help to lift ourselves together, all right? So that Nigeria will continue to retrace its step and get back to where we used to be, and even better. When you say giant of Africa, we need to see it all round. Okay, with compassion, reach out and help the affected compatriots. All right. Today we are going to discuss the topic which says 2023 general election. How prepared is Labour Party? We'll be looking at this with our guest. Try to bring him on board so we can kick the ground going. All right. If you recall, there has been this, I would say unpopular, because it doesn't represent the reality, the unpopular submission by some people in some quarters that Labour Party is not going anywhere in this election, and that P2B is not anything but a spoiler. Okay, so today we are going to look at this topic to illustrate how prepared the Labour Party is and how prepared P2B is for the coming presidential election, and indeed for the entire general election. So you are going to enjoy it as we take it with very important questions. When he gives answers to these questions, you would have seen and you would have come to believe the truth, which is that Labour Party is everywhere.
I think we have our guest online. I will be bringing him in immediately.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we have with us Honorable Prince Ahanotu. Prince, you are welcome to today's live edition of the program. P2B.
Thank you so much.
It's good to
have you. Please, I'm very. I finished and I just late. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. We understand how busy you are and how busy those of you in the National Working Committee of Labour Party are right now, especially now that the campaign is suspended and we have serious issue at hand, which is the ravaging flood. Okay, we understand. So you're welcome to today's program. Let me start by congratulating you on your recent appointment as the acting national youth leader for Labour Party. I understand. How do you feel about your appointment, sir?
And I feel for more works, because much is expected. I never expected it. I didn't anticipate it. The Deputy National Secretary have been discharging the tenets of the. Recently, when I got this youth leader, of course, and I'm very happy having a good time with the obedient movement, the 2023 general elections.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask you, with your new appointment, what are you offering Labour Party and what are you offering Nigeria in general?
Well, maybe the second as a national activist. Yesterday, I was announced. I took turns interest groups, Zoom meetings with some interest. Want to partner with the new leadership of the youth. Since morning, I've been engaging with the media, outings also and programs already. I feel that innovations, especially Nigerian youths, in line with our party constitution, come February 25, 2020. And I intend first to meet with. In fact, I've been trying to contact all of them. Luckily, I've been added to their group, WhatsApp group. So I will also address them this night collectively. And in the next 1 week or so, hosting them, they have complained that they've not had any meeting with the while youth leader, the former youth leader of the party. They've not met with him, they've not interacted with him all these years, and I want to bridge that gap. I will likely be holding them within the next 1 week or so that we can be on the same page. I'm also looking forward to meeting with a whole lot of youth support groups so that we share ideas, be on the same page also. And I'm also looking up to engaging on what I call zonal harmonization summits, where I'll be visiting every zone. I intend visiting the states, but I don't know how the budget may go down with the party in terms of the resources required to go around the state. But as a person, I'm ready, I am willing, I am prepared to tour around Nigeria, to visit every state, to meet with the state youth leaders and all the local government, if possible, with all the world youth leaders across the country. It's not an easy journey, but I feel that is something that must be done. I feel that is something that we need to do if actually we want to, engage the youth in this election. I'm not disturbed. I'm only disturbed with. I'm not disturbed as a person or in terms of travels. I'm only disturbed in terms of the funding and logistics support, because the party has not really been in power, and the party is has some shortfalls in terms of funding. As long as these fundings are there for me to travel with few of my teams, I will be willing to meet with various state leaders in their states, where they will be bringing the what youth leaders and the local government youth leaders will interface so that we'll be on the same page. I also have a project that I want to deploy. I want to engage all the town criers across the country. These town criers to distribute both T-shirts, well-branded T-shirt and handbands. I want to brand it and distribute it across the country because these town criers, I want to use them as an instrument to pass messages to the various persons that are living in various villages. There are a lot of things, a couple of things that I actually want to bring on board.
Thank you very much.
I just hope that God will give me the energy and the enablement.
Thank you, Prince. You've actually even said quite a lot, and I'm sure that the Nigerians will be getting so excited now. Quite so much coming from you, and I'm sure that the leadership of the Labour Party will be happy that they made the right choice. You said a few things that borders on readiness and funding, and so I will ask you, how ready is Labour Party for the coming general elections, including the presidential election, the Parliament, Senate, and the House of Reps, and then the gubernatorial, and then the State House of Assembly? How ready is Labour Party?
Well, I can assure you that the party is ready. Of course, there are so many challenges that we'll be able to surmount some, and some we are working on. We have nominated candidates across board. Yes, there are some cases where we don't have 100% nominations. But I think Senate will have over 80, and the House of Reps will have over close to 300 nominated, and we have governors of several states nominated, and of course, you know, we have our presidential candidates ready to go. I think the party have done their bit in terms of nominations, and they know that Labour Party has been a political party that all these years we are neglected by Nigerians. Only for the entrance of P2B to now raise up so many attentions that a whole lot of people now jumped into the party, and very lately. And this affected our nominations. And that is why today we have some issues with some states where we are trying to sort out through the courts. And I hope that within this month ending and next month, maybe next month, we should be able to sort out all cases that revolves around nominations. And as far as I know, our candidates are good candidates across board. Of course, you can see our presidential candidate is the best, not just one of the best, but really the best presidential candidate Nigeria will ever field in the recent past. He, in terms of credibility, competence, in terms of agility, health-wise, in terms of exposure and educational qualifications, in terms of track record and proven achievement. Of course, you know, he was once executive governor of Anambra State, who took Anambra education from 23rd in the country to #1, who brought Anambra from backward unemployment to frontline entrepreneurial and entrepreneurial driven economy that reduced the level of unemployment in Anambra State. Security-wise, this was a man that stopped so many security problems in Anambra State. In terms of salaries and welfare of the workers and citizens of Anambra State. This was the same man that before he left office, both pensioners and people that are working were not owed a dime. This was the same man that when he was the governor of Anambra State, of course, recent time you saw the pictures and videos going around. You can't give what you don't have. He has been with the people of Anambra State in terms of flood and disasters, and he identified with them. That is why you see him today moving around from state to state, trying to. In fact, our campaign was suspended because of the flood victims. We want to, empathize with them, identify with them, share with them in these trying times. And before we continue with these campaigns, of course, we can be campaigning to govern dead people. We can be campaigning to govern hungry people. We can be campaigning to govern homeless people, and that is why we suspended our campaign, to be able to get to them and empathize with them and share with them in these their trying times, and see how we can also assist in terms of providing temporal both accommodations and feedings and what have you to them. And that is what our presidential candidate have been doing. These have shown how prepared we are to take back the country come 2023. So in all, I'm confident to say that Labour Party is prepared going into the election 2020.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, there are so much to be said about the presidential candidate, and his CV is so long. Okay.
Yeah, I can say it in a go. Yeah.
That's correct. That takes me to the question that has been on the lips of so many Nigerians. There has been this accusation from your opposition saying that Labour Party does not have the structure, but they have the structure. In response to that, our principal, His Excellency Toby, has said that the structure they refer to means structure of corruption. And that goes to say that structure is relative. Now, what is Labour Party's winning structure? Not the structure. What is their winning structure? How do you explain this to Nigerians? Bearing in mind that we have both states, we have local governments, we have wards, and even the polling units, okay, where people will go to exercise their franchise. Now, what is Labour Party's winning structure to ensure that in the coming general election that they take over the leadership of this country?
Well, I always like responding to these kind of questions. Number one, I think structure in terms of politics means people. If Nigerians have made up their mind that they want to take back their country, they are the people. Nigerians are the people, and they are the structure. And these people are in various communities, various world, various local governments, various states, and across the country. And what happened in the recent past, you saw Nigerians, especially the young generation, rushing out to go and register for their to get their PVCs. This is a proof that younger generation are now interested in governance process like never before. We've not had it like this before. How it used to be is that they stay back. Maybe a few of them that have voters card will go and collect 5,000 or 30,000 as the case may be. Of course, I've not seen anybody that got up to 10,000 in such election. And they get it and they go and drink and go home. But now, they took the pain, they came out, they start to vote. And then, you saw the march and the demonstration of solidarity across the country the recent past. Of course, the one that broke the camel's back was the 1st October march across the country. virtually all the states in Nigeria to the street, demonstrate and show solidarity to the candidacy of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi under Labour Party as their presidential candidate. So these are the structures. And for anybody, of course, today, I'm sorry, they are no longer talking about structure because Nigerians have told them that they are structures. Of course, the main opposition political parties, the PDP and APC, Nigerians have rejected them. Nigerians have so many reasons with which they have rejected them. Reasons being that students were kept at home for 7 months. These are children that are supposed to graduate. These are children, there are other people that are supposed to get admission. They stayed at home for 7 months. It can't happen anywhere across the world. It cannot happen anywhere in the world. Today that I'm talking to you in Abuja, there is no road. What caused it? Fuel queue. So Nigerians have had a lot of tough and rough experiences in the hand of these governments, especially the one in power and the previous ones. Nigerians have not had it smooth. Nigerians have been murdered even in their homes. Nigerians can no longer travel by road, by rail, or by air. Air trip in Nigeria is so expensive that it costs you 300,000 to go to Lagos and come back to Abuja. Road travel is, you can't even imagine it because they will carry you like a child and enter into the bush and demand outrageous amount of money from you and your family. Rail has been attacked. You see that every system in Nigeria seems failing or have totally failed. And that is why the structure in the 2023 election is all about the people. Today, I was in a program where thousands of market women, over 5,000 of market women from 2 area councils in the FCT came. They launched Apron. Apron was launched to them that they want to be wearing this apron in markets, in their markets, to advertise and showcase the logo of the party. But it may shock you to know that doctors across the country have fully surrendered their structure to His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and Labour Party. Let me also shock you that the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have also pledged their 150% support to this movement. And these are the people that will vote on the election day. These are the people that will come out that day to vote. Nigerian youth, their own support is uncountable. I give it to them, not because I'm their youth leader. I give it to them because they brought this movement to an enviable height. These guys never believed that it would get to this point. They neglected the anger, the tears, the cries of Nigerians. They felt it's going to be business as usual, but I'm sorry, Nigerians are ready to take back the country. So what is the structure? I now return these questions to you. The structure is the people, if I may help you to answer it. The structure are the students that we are kept at home for 7 months. The structure are the neglected military men and women that cannot boast of having 3 square meals. The structure are the retired public servants that have not received their gratuity. Sometimes they were asked to come from Abeokuta to Abuja to come and process their gratuity. And some of them die on the road. Some of them are being kidnapped on the road because they can't get to Abuja. The road is not safe for them and they don't have money to fly. The structure are the public servants that are underpaid. You give them 30,000 naira as a minimum wage. I cannot even wage the DSTV subscription. These are the structures. The structures are the graduates in Nigeria that cannot be employed, that Nigerians have said that they are unemployable, but they are in your universities. The structures are the media men that are being molested on a daily basis. The people in your category that are being molested, that say we have freedom of press, but they will never be allowed to do their job. They are the structure. The structure are businessmen in various markets across the country that do their businesses on a very terrible situation and environment, because importation and all manner of what taxes have really caused both inflation and all manner of hype in pricing. So they don't even make profit. So that you asked me about, I feel that these few things and entities and persons that I mentioned will come out that day to prove to those people that feel they have financial structure, that they have aboro structure in terms of violence. And I told them this morning when one APC store told me on AIT openly, they must win this election. And I told him that never again shall they intimidate Nigerians, and that we will resist all manner of intimidation coming from them, and they cannot stop Nigerians from taking back this country. And that is where I will end this on the structure.
And you have actually led me to the next question. But before I ask you that, you have given Nigerians a dose tonight regarding structure. And in summary, we can say that Labour Party has the real structure because...
Yes, because actually, I forgot to mention something. The Labour Party is the only political party that have a human being family structure as their logo. If you look at the logo of the Labour Party, it's Papa Pekin, reflecting, and you know that the family is the micro unit of every society. Logo of the Labour Party. So our families are the structure. We cannot take what belongs to human being and be giving it to inanimate objects. And perhaps that has been the bane of the problems that Nigerians have been going through, because we trusted in umbrella. Umbrella is an inanimate object. And basically, until this moment, we trust in broom. Broom is an inanimate object. We trust in broom, and broom, under broom, we were supposed to refuse to pay university lecturers. We were told that it was stolen in a farm in Nasarawa State because they are inanimate objects. We supported inanimate objects because we wanted change, only to be told that python, snake, swallowed money that was supposed to be used to sort out educational, to pay for some educational facilities. So, what else tell you about the structure? So the Labour Party logo reflects what I can define as structure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nigerians, you are listening, and you can understand now that the structure is you and I. We belong to a family, micro family, and of course, the general societal family. So we are the structures. We are the ones wearing the shoes, and we understand where it pinches most. Okay? And the power to change this country is in our hands. We have to use it rightly and get this country back to her glory. Now, I said earlier on that you had led me to the next question, which is, now that the campaign has kicked off in earnest, we can feel the atmosphere. Comments and presentations have been made by the various presidential candidates, and of course, other office contestants. How do you perceive or judge the conduct of the various political parties now that the campaign has started? Do you think that they are playing by the rules, or do you think that some bigotry is taking place? How do you see the conduct of these political parties, with particular reference to the major threat, that is APC, PDP, and of course, the Labour Party?
Okay, thank you. It's not been fair, it's not been good. I have to say that, because especially the constituency that I'm representing, the Nigerian youths are being molested and attacked everywhere just because they are expressing their views, their political views with respect to 2023 general election. And I've said it as I call on board. I am ready to take it up to any length with anybody that wants to molest Nigerian youths, because we are all citizens of this country and nobody should push it away. In my press conference yesterday, I pleaded with Nigerian police to play to the rule of engagement, of their engagement, to remain neutral with respect to 2020 general election. Of course, this election is all about them. Their welfare is not even good. Welfare of Nigerian police and military is nothing to write home about. So they should play according to the rules and give level playing ground for the political parties. I've also related this to the INEC management, that they have to be as neutral as possible. I've also on other political parties, especially the APC, that their talk, the thread is violence. In fact, our flag being in Lagos, a flag boy was attacked, almost lynched in Lagos. Most of our supporters have been attacked in Enugu, various parts of the country. They've been attacked. And this is against the regulations and guidelines of INEC. And my worry is that most of these people that perpetrate this evil are not brought to book. And our nation has to change for good. We can't continue to behave in primitive ways in this 20th century, where other crimes are taking bold steps in terms of institutionalizing democracy. And we think it's a do or die affair. You can't bring a product that is not what value, and you want to push it to Nigerians. People like us will never accept it, and we are going to resist it to any level, especially as far as we are within the tenets of the Nigerian Constitution. And we have told my fellow youths across the world, both those at home and those in diaspora, they should never be intimidated. They should not be afraid. We are taking back Nigeria. So to me, the other political parties are not playing to the rules. They are taking to only today, this morning, one of their media guys told me to shut my mouth up, that they are winning this election, only for him to be surprised the way I responded to him, because I can't keep my mouth shut. What concerns Nigeria concerns me as a bona fide son of this country, as a bona fide citizen of this country. So we can never keep quiet, even though they are trying their best. They have the money, they are in power, they want to intimidate us, and it's against the rule of engagement as laid down by INEC. But we are not going to keep quiet. We must continue to work. We must continue to demonstrate. We must continue to walk around. We must continue to flag the flag of Labour Party. We must continue to fly it until victory is won for the Labour Party and His Excellency Mr. Peter Yusuf Datti Ahmed come 2023. That is where I stand on.
Thank you very much. Continue to fly the flag. Let me, sorry, Obinna, before we get to that, I just want to have a review of what Honorable just mentioned. We'll continue to fly the flag of Labour Party until victory is achieved. This is important for all Nigerians. Everybody that feels that there is a need for restoration of this country's glory, take up the Labour Party flag and fly it high. Refuse to be intimidated. Of course, we had and watched the video last week where one of the presidential candidates was telling the supporters to go out there and tell Nigerians who will be asking for a change of government that they should shut up their mouth. And just now, our own national youth leader, the acting capacity, was told by a media rep of an opposition party that he should shut up his mouth. It's like they're now practicalizing what they've been told to do, beating the reps of Labour Party and harassing them in various ways is against the rules of engagement for the election. And that calls for serious step by the umpire, okay, to step in now that this can still be nipped at the board, okay. I will come back to you to ask, what word do you have for INEC? But before you answer that, let us hear from Obinna, who has something to say on this. Obinna.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tilo. Thank you very much, our acting national youth leader for Labour Party. You have been speaking so well, trashing the basic issues on ground, which, of course, impresses Nigerians as that is what every Nigerian has in his or her heart to achieve. Where every Nigerian wants to see a Nigerian that will work hard for them. Every Nigerian wants to be in a country that they can be proud of and make comparison with other countries that are doing well. We know very well that the Nigeria of today, there are several challenges that are being faced, particularly from the youth angle. I want you to tell the Nigerian youths who are watching right now, they are watching you. I want you to tell them where our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, will be contributing so well that the youth will feel its impact. I want you to throw light on that so that the youth gets the message in full. And please, I want to plead that you try to open your camera a bit, because a message on chat requires that they like to see you as you speak. So thank you very much.
Okay. Can you hear me?
And you are even a very handsome man, a very handsome young man.
Thank you so much for that compliment.
Oh my God.
It is clearly stated, His Excellency have said it, that he's going to be opening up the space for young people. Of course, as a young president, of course, you know that the majority of the people that are going to run this government are going to be young people. And secondly, most of the thriving countries across the world are being driven by the private sector. So His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is going to be empowering the private sector. Of course, having come from that sector, he has a lot to offer in that sector. And he's going to be creating a level playing ground for our local industries to thrive. And who are going to be working in these local industries, if not the youth that we are talking about? So I see this government of Mr. Peter having a lot in stock for the youth. Of course, when he moved from consumption to production, production does with employment. So you can't graduate in Nigeria under the government and not. So these are some of the benefits that the youth stand to gain by voting in His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and Uganda. But I need to mention, I think let's have it from there.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would ask you now, what word do you have for INEC, especially as it refers to the current challenges or misconduct by political parties in the campaign? As you earlier mentioned, what do you advise the umpire, INEC?
Okay. I've said it even during my press conference yesterday. I said it that INEC should not try to do anything inimical to the smooth conduct of 2023 general election. The obedience movement across are very passionate about this agenda. And any institution of government that comes in between them, they receive their wrath in whatever dimension, which I don't know. But if you can believe me, you look at the mood of the country, mood of the youth, you know that they are very determined in taking back this country back to Nigerians. And I should write their name in gold by remaining neutral. They should not aid any political party. They should not be seen to be favoring any political party. Rather, they should be fair. Whether in Lagos, in Ebonyi State, in Taraba or Adamawa, they should be very fair. It shouldn't be hard that electoral materials are delayed in Anambra State because it will be from there. It shouldn't be hard that electoral materials are delayed in Anambra State because PDP presidential candidate is from. It shouldn't be hard. Electoral materials are delayed in Lagos State because APC presidential candidates are from there. And it's that some part of Lagos are denied access to voting materials. There are some particular people from that area, you know, having a group of people in that area. It shouldn't be hard. So we should be able to come out that day on time and perform our civic duties as the electorate and voting, of course. Yes, Mr. Obi, and that.
Thank you very much, Honorable. INEC, I'm sure they understand that they have to do what is right. Nigerians are fully interested in the coming general election. There is going to be very little voter, if not complete absence of voter apathy. So please, INEC, we are believing that we are going to do what is right to enable Nigerians to exercise their franchise. For the very first time, we are having great interest from the masses, okay, the voting population. Everybody is saying, I want to carry out my responsibility to the nation. It's a duty to come, and they want to do that. So please, INEC, make sure the electoral materials are available. The beavers should be tested and gotten ready for the election. Everything should be the exception. No. Thank you very much. Now, we have had a very good evening with you. But before we wrap it up, I would want to ask, Labour Party is waxing stronger. Some people say that it's a social media party doing social media campaign. And of course, we know there has been some polls, okay, online polls, which have shown that His Excellency, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, is in the lead, right? In one of them, he got up to 70%. And the runner-up, and that happens to be the APC, distant 35%. I want to ask, in the coming election, the general voting, how confident are you that Labour Party will take the lead and be returned winner of the election? Hello, Comrade Kennedy. Can you hear us from there? Hello, Comrade Kennedy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sound and
okay. I don't know if you got the question.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
With various polls that conducted, what am I saying to the 2023 general election? And I'm saying that there is this saying, the voice of man is the voice of God. They've called Labour Party a social media political party, but when people start to carry the flag across the street in Lagos, in all the states in Nigeria, they now begin to have the feeling that is no longer a social media. Yes, I acknowledge the younger generation, we are only using the only tool they have, which is there. You know, when they have a small data of 200 naira, they want to maximize usage, which means that they are very, very creative and intelligent. And how do they use it? They use that 200 naira to spread the message of Labour Party and P2B. And this today have generated a lot of tension across the country, because even the other political parties are afraid. So they are no longer talking about social media. They have seen live street walks. They have seen live demonstration structure across the country. So today, if you can see what's going on today, they are no longer talking about social media party. They are no longer talking about structure. What they are not doing now is trying to malign the personality of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, trying to paint ethnic picture, trying to paint all manner of picture against him, which also we have tried as possible as a political party to diffuse, because most of those propaganda they are using. In fact, 2015 general election that brought Muhammad Buhari, our president, was all about propaganda. They did all manner of things and did all manner of things, and they pushed this man to us. And I'm worried, and Nigerians are also worried, because the same man, these are the same people that told us that the Messiah had come. Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar were in forefront campaigning in Nigerians that the Messiah has come in the time of Muhammad Buhari. And today Nigerians are wallowing in hunger. So never again shall Nigeria trust in the people that facilitated this blunder called governance. For the past 7 years, Nigerians have never been the same in terms of violence, in terms of fuel scarcity, in terms of insecurity, in terms of unemployment. See, let me tell you, my dear brother, the level of impunity that is in this government, it will take time to be cleared in history. This is the first government that I heard that the monkey, as we were growing up, we are told the monkey even loves banana. How that a monkey went to farm, that monkey was so smart that he looked for banana, he looked for where they kept money. And what is money doing in a farm, please? Is a bank? Is a farm a bank? I want somebody to clear me that. I want this government to prove to me, to prove to every Nigerian. Let them prove to us what money was doing in a farm. And as agricultural economist, I know that there is where you cultivate maize, you cultivate all manner of cereals, you cultivate mango, or anything you want to cultivate, not money. You don't cultivate money in a farm. So why will a monkey go to farm and carry money? So, and I don't know, with level of security votes that is placed on securing and buying expensive safes in office, how will snake, with all the fumigation, budget for fumigation is over millions, hundreds of millions every year for getting jumbo office. But where the snake now finds space to go and swallow money in jumbo office. So this promise to come and fight corruption is now more corrupt than all they could have experienced over the years. And I'm not saying this because I want to say it. I can only say things that Nigerians can prove or Nigerians have had. If I'm saying things that Nigerians have not experienced, have not had, then anybody is free to take me up on it. But I'm saying what has happened on public media was published. Everybody was told that monkey went to farm and swore and carried money. So in conclusion, expect that all these feelings, all these tears, all these cries, all these complaints by Nigerians will be translated to nothing less than 40 million votes. Mr. Peter 2023 general election. We will win this election with a margin that some DP to take them out of the and take them back to Dubai or France, where they usually go for medical checkup holidays. The IDP that will come from this general election, I can assure you, Nigerian youth are ready. And I said, in the weeks to come, with resources available to me, I'm going to be reaching out, to be going to them. I'm going to be interacting with them. I'm going to be educating them what we need to do on the election day, because enough is enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Kennedy. It has been a very great evening with you. I am sure that Nigerians have learned more than they knew before you are coming on board this program. And we congratulate you once again on your appointment. Of course, it's not going to be a new thing for you. You've been the deputy national leader before now. And so now that you have taken over the mantle of leadership on the youth angle, okay, we are hopeful and convinced too that you will deliver on the mandate that has been given to you. We also pray God's grace on you as you embark on this nationwide visit to the youth in various states. Okay, as you travel, let the angels guide you and let it put words in your mouth that will relate to the youth in clear terms. What they need to do. It's good having you.
Mr. Attilo. Mr. Attilo, there's a question from the comment section for the national youth leader. The question is displayed right on the screen right now, but I will read it out for the national youth leader. A user asks, he said, now that ASU has called off strike, it's a threat to the Labour Party campaign. He said, I asked because the youth are the main people pushing Labour Party. That is the question thrown in by a Facebook user. So, please address it.
Okay, thank you. I know that as much as I know, ASU have not called a strike, they suspended the strike. And that is not even a challenge. Normally, during a presidential election, students go home to their various parents where they will vote from, because what happened in Kaduna State in one of the elections where a school refused to send the students home, and there were some riots and crisis and people died. So most times in such presidential election, students go home to vote. My only on that is opening the school. I told them to come November their voters card, and they open school now for them to go to school. They don't use it as a strategy to deny them the opportunity to pick up their voters card. But I know and I'm confident that, like I said, to whom much is given, much is expected. This election, Nigerian youth, much is expected from them. Of course, this journey they have started, if they don't finish, it will be a disaster for our country. I will now start looking for asylum to leave this country that I never wanted to live. I love this country with passion, and I've had opportunities to even live outside this country, but I turned it down. So I know that Nigerian youth, despite their strategies and their schemings, will always find a day to go and pick their voters card, because this is the only weapon we have. We don't have the bullion vans they have. We don't have the bad boys that they have, the parade. What we have is the voters card, and that is the only thing we will use to send them back to Dubai and France, that they usually come from every 4 years. They don't stay here with us, but P2B stays here with us even after elections. Since he left government house in Anambra, he has been here running his businesses, only to go out, attend 1 or 2 programs to upgrade his brain and his person, and come back here. Also, that is why he has the courage to go and be riding boat in flood-affected areas. You saw it. Everybody saw him identifying with youth across these flood-affected areas. Today, he was in Bayelsa. You saw him. It's not a hidden thing. And I told one PDP guy that came with oratorial power today in the studio. He was speaking a lot of refined English. And I told him that if their presidential candidates so much love Nigeria like they proclaim, if their presidential candidates so much believe in Nigeria and can unify Nigeria, let them go to the flooded area and identify with them. They cannot. Only the smell oozing out from that water can cause them this election. Before they recover from it, the election must have been over. So they can never go there. I challenge them to go there and suspend their campaign like our presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, have done. Let them suspend their campaign and go and empathize with these people who want to govern. So any system they are bringing to deny younger Nigerians from voting, in fact, these are information now that I've just got, and we are going to write and request that the federal government give students 1 week in November to go and pick up their voters' card. I'm going to make this letter personally by myself from my office as the National Leader of Labour Party, and I'm going to write to the necessary bodies. Let them give students 1 week at least to go and pick up these voters' cards that they have subscribed to, because we can no longer remain the same in this country after 2023 general election. Thank you.
You're right. Thank you very much. Obinna, is there another question that we have from the viewers?
Yes, there is somebody just said he wants to ask another question. I don't know if he will be quick about it, but
okay. If we have more than one question, then we can take all of them at once, so okay, that honorable
let me display the question. The question is on the screen now. It says, please, sir, can you tell us more about the internal issues Labour Party is going through? That is the question.
Okay. One thing I know is that Labour Party is, like I said, is a family. The family is a micro unit of the society. And if you are married, you know sometimes you have a small fracas with your wife and children at home. And it doesn't last. It must surely be sorted out, because there must always be a solution. The only thing that doesn't have a solution is death. The truth remains that, yes, I came on board as the acting national leader because the former national leader was suspended by reasons that are in the public domain. And Labour Party is a responsible political party, and they do things according to the law and their manifesto and their constitution. And I can assure you that this issue will be resolved. All it needs, all that is required, is for the parties to play according to rules. If you are a member of any organization, you are protected, you are guided, and you will be sanctioned based on the constitution of that organization. For the former national leader to be going around sending a petition, addressing a petition to President Muhammadu Buhari is the highest embarrassment I've ever seen in my life. Muhammadu Buhari is not a member of the Labour Party. DSS is not a member of the Labour Party. FCC is not a member. So why is he taking a family affair to the public? That further is deepening the knowledge that actually he has something he's doing with opposition. And that is how people are viewing it today. For example, me, I never agitated. I never wanted to become this national leader. And of course, I'm the youngest officer, national officer in the party as at today. I'm the youngest. He's far senior to me, he's more experienced than me. At least he gave me over 9 years as a person in the National Working Committee. So I'm his younger brother, and I'm 5 years younger than him. So he shouldn't have gone out to write the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to come and do what in Labour Party? Is he a leader of the party? So I hope this will be resolved in a short while, but it requires the understanding of both our former national leader and the party is always open because the constitution is there. And the letter written to him stated it clearly that this suspension will last for a certain number of months so that it will give room and opportunity for the NEC, the other organs of the party, to meet and finalize on the issues raised by the disciplinary committee. Of course, we are talking about bringing good leadership in Nigeria and Nigerians. We can't play anything contrary to that. I don't believe in those that say, follow what I said, but don't follow what I do. Labour Party believes, say it and doing it. And if you belong to Labour Party and you can't be disciplined, then you are not a member of Labour Party. Because if you're a member of family, you must subscribe to the discipline measures. You must also subscribe to the goodies that is attached to be a member. So sometimes one could be disciplined, and some other times one could be promoted. So it will be sorted out, and to me, it's not a case. There is no challenge. I'm willing to give back the baton to continue the race because leadership is continuum. And that is what we are lacking in this part of the world. We feel that every leadership opportunity is a perpetual inheritance. Sometimes you may have to step aside for another person to drive the process. And you have been, they've seen something that you did that is wrong. What you need to do is to also say, okay, let me step aside and prove myself that I didn't do anything wrong. Today, I was accused by the same person that I gave him the signature of the national chairman. And I asked, did I cut the hand of the national chairman to give him? He said that I gave membership to him from where he picked the signature of the national chairman. I have distributed nothing less than 100,000 membership card as a deputy national secretary of the party. Of course, I'm in the secretariat. And sometimes my colleagues come to collect this membership card from me. So that means I've given nothing less than 100,000 people the signature of the national chairman and national secretary. So how can somebody come to press and say that because I gave him the membership card of the party, that I also added the whatever perjury or whatever impersonation that is being leveled against him? So the public will always look at some of these issues and judge themselves. And I say, and I repeat, like I told them on Arise TV this evening, this thing will never affect His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. At this level where we are, even me can be trusted because maybe the devil have infiltrated people. The only thing that can be trusted now is what you are doing that is so visible, and we are seeing it that you are working for the interest of the party. But any hanky-panky activity must surely stand to be. And the joke with 2023, Labour Party is not playing. We are not going to leave any stone unturned until we win victory in 2023. So I don't want Nigerians to dwell much on this small issue that have happened in the party. Of course, if the party wanted to expel him, they would have hastened the meeting of the NEC. But the party wants to reprimand him, they want to discipline him, and he will come back to. Of course, they didn't collect his ticket. He's still a member of the party and he's running for a donut senatorial election. So the party wanted him to have a little space to go and campaign and run his election. So it's not actually fracas. I think it's the opposition that are trying to create fracas out of this situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kennedy. I think you have quite explained this very well, and Nigerians have increased faith in Labour Party. All right. When you were talking, you mentioned the fact that people should understand that leadership is not a lifetime inheritance. In faraway United Kingdom, the Prime Minister who was elected 6 weeks back just resigned her appointment and said that she understands clearly now that she cannot deliver on the mandate for which she was elected. And that should be a lesson to African leaders. Whether it's,
that is what we should be emulating.
Yes. If you see that you are incapacitated, it's not a crime. to be incapacitated. Maybe the situation has gotten much worse than you envisage, and you see that you cannot deliver. The honorable thing to do in the interest of the society is to step aside so that somebody who has the capacity to do that would get into office and now work for the good of all. That is the way to go, and our society will become better. On the note of that, we are also saying those who know that the situation of Nigeria as it is today is above their own capacity, maybe because of age, maybe because of their health position, maybe because of their academic background, maybe because of technology, which is where the world has headed to. They should please look at the candidate of Labour Party, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, who has strong health, who is younger, who has statistics at his fingertips, who is abreast with technology, and he's always online chatting with the Nigerian populace, who is energetic, going from place to place, identifying with people who suffer the major issues in the country, and to give him space so that he can drive this vehicle called Nigeria to the destination that we desire. So we are also reminding Nigerians that the election coming up next year is an important one for us. Do not forget to vote for His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and all Labour Party candidates jostling for various positions. You won't see their names on the ballot paper, but you will see the Labour Party logo, which is Papa and Mama and Pikin sitting together, representing our individual families. You vote for them on that day, and you would have voted for the proper restoration of this country. On the note of that, we appreciate you once again, Honorable Kennedy, for coming tonight. And we hope that when we invite you in the future, you will have the time and the willingness to come and explain more things that Nigerians may require of you. And I think also...
please feel free anytime, any day is what I've subscribed to. And just like what happened in the UK, for the past 3 days, I've not had a good sleep, but I'm not complaining. And I'm willing to do this job to make sure His Excellency wins Nigerian presidency so that the future of my children will be secured. So I am free anytime. Let's schedule very well. I'm willing to come and explain and even update Nigerians on my activities and what I've done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you for coming. Have a good night rest. Obinna, we thank you for being part of this live session. And we have had it all. Let's go out there and talk to every individual Nigerian patriot, both at home and in the diaspora. We have a job to do. Let's take back our country and restore the lost glory of this nation.
Just before we go, I'd like to tell Nigerians to please like, subscribe, and follow our social media handles. Our handles are displayed on the scroller on the screen. Our Facebook, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. Please try to like, try to subscribe, follow, and share our posts and videos. Nigerians need to be informed. Please do well to follow us. We are expecting your likes and shares. God bless you as we together take Nigeria to a great height. Until we meet again on Thursday, where we shall be reviewing our debate from Daddy Freeze after the presentation on Tuesday. Please try to join us on Tuesday on Daddy Freeze, where we debate against our opposition, and on Thursday, when we review all our discussions from Daddy Freeze Live. It is an interesting section that is coordinated by the moderator of today, Mr. Tochukwu Ilo, the wonderful coordinator and the moderator. And we are part of this great team. we are going to make sure that the publicity of time is not limited to any. Well, to be a part of it by following us. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night, everybody. I am obedient. Good night.